everybody, and welcome to What the Heel. My name is Maria Sellars, and I am your guide as we grow together along this journey. And today I have the honor of being joined by someone who I have known, I guess, for at least 15 years now, which is crazy. But Angela, oh my goodness, like so incredible after all of this time to have you sitting here with me today.
Here we are. It all began in a melting pot, and you were doing the massage chair, and I was there for a girls' night out, and that was my first introduction.
That's so wild. Like way back in the day, they would do this ladies' night out thing at Melting Pot, and I was... You know, we were both in our hustle era back then. That's what we were in because, you know, I was like growing my massage practice and like all the chair massage events that I could do. And somehow I found that one and you found me there.
I found you. I was stressed out from the mortgage world, underwriting, just like in it. Yeah. Total analytical world, not in touch with where I am right now either. It's so different. I think it was probably 10, 15 years for sure.
Yeah. I mean, I was back. I was in my own little space on Osceola.
I remember that.
And it must have been like 2010 or 11 when I first met you. And it's amazing to watch the evolvement of your journey, really and truly.
Same with you. Like we're in it together. We are, and I really feel like you are a catalyst to my growth as well, and like you're pushing me, and even being on the show today, it couldn't have happened at a better time. Like just following divine timing and like, yes, I'm gonna do it. Just say yes, and you will be guided. So that's what my motto is lately.
Oh, well, thank you for saying yes, girl, and for all that you've said yes to over the years, because like your journey and the more that you've learned about yourself and been able to go out there and share with others, it's life-changing. And so, I mean, I know you've changed your own, but like you touch people in such a way using that beautiful voice of yours, which is why I'm so glad it's here on the show.
Thank you.
So tell us, girl.
Thank you.
What the heel has gone on in your world?
Ooh, wow. I would say it all began in 2015. I've been doing a lot of reflecting, and there was a quote that I wrote and put on the fridge that said, the answer you're looking for is already within. And I didn't really get it, but it called to me. And I found a meetup at the library, and I went to that. It was for The Secret, for Law of Attraction, and it was just like, boom, catalyst. All of a sudden, I'm standing in my backyard listening to the Transformer, the Bumblebee track. If you guys ever get a chance to listen to that, there's a certain point in the song where you're stepping into your future self. And like, I did it in my backyard. And I'm like, at that point, I'm like, what the hell am I doing? Like, do the neighbors hear this? Because I didn't like have iPods or anything and Bluetooth speakers. It was just, I literally started stepping into what I am today. And it's been so much of a body journey, along with a voice journey, along with a what do you do for a living journey, you know, and I think recently I just introduced myself as my name's Angela and I'm a musician. Oof. And I also help people bring out their voice in like a fearless way. So and I love astrology, and that could be a whole nother episode. But my North Node, your North Node is where you're going to live your greatest destiny, and that is Leo. And I know, girl, you're a Leo sun, so I surround myself, apparently not even knowing it, with people that are in that energy, and that's kind of where I latched onto this lion, you know? So like, I went from unicorns and butterflies, but I'm stepping more into like the fearless voice. Yeah.
That's big energy, girl.
It is. It's exciting, and I feel like I don't realize that, like, not everyone does this. And so I think, well, who am I to do this? Like, but then I realize people don't do this. People don't randomly make up songs and sing, or like they're scared to sing. Even my dear groups that I've been in, one of the groups that I'm in right now that, you know, we're really not singing, but even trying to get them to sing improv, or it's very difficult because we have this idea in our mind, like, no, it has to be a certain way.
Yeah.
Just like other things in life. So you never try it.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's been a lot of different kinds of trainings and random ads on Instagram that pop up and like, oh, she looks interesting. I'm going to learn drum from her. And I learned the frame drum and then song leading, and I learned from her. And I'm starting to finally step into the role of teacher and leader more, although I will forever be a student. I love learning.
As we are. And I think
Yeah.
that's such an important process or such an important thing to remember along the journey, because like so often we feel like, oh, I can't teach until I know it all. And it's like, come on, if we know it all, that's pretty boring, right? I want to continuously be shown new ways of thinking and doing and evolving in that process, because that keeps things like really exciting.
Yeah.
So it's like, I can be a student and a teacher.
Yes. And it's, why not try it? I think we got to get away from the idea of like, well, if you're not an expert, you can't share your story.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of it kind of makes it easier for me to think of it as like I'm sharing my story than like, well, I'm a professional at this. So no, I just, this is how I live my life, you know, like why? And also if it's not fun, like why are we doing it?
Yes.
You know, I mean, I know bills aren't fun and this isn't fun, but we can have fun.
Yeah. I mean, and even still, when we change the energy around like paying our bills, like that can be fun too.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, like awesome. I get to pay my mortgage and my electricity, and like, and I get to do the things that fuel me up to do that and to create that. So it's like, bills really, it's not a bad thing. It's a part of life.
Right. And then it's being grateful that you have the ability to pay your bills.
Yeah.
At some point in your life, you may not have that ability. And then you really realize, wow, like that was a blessing to be able to pay that, you know?
Yeah. 1,000%.
Gratefulness. So
when I used to go to Golden Corral with my freaking Ziploc baggies to like take to go steaks and stuff, I was like, how am I going to pay my bills this month?
Right.
And being in that, and it was always a like, oh my gosh, I have to, but really reprogramming that energy around like bills in general. It was really transformational. And one of the people I worked with on that was a theta practitioner. I'm like sitting here like in my head, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. That was one of the things I did with my theta guy, Jimmy Mack, which like along the way, that's one of the trainings that you've dove into as well.
I've done the theta. I've done vocal resonance. I'm actually a facilitator for that. So that was more of a connecting to your voice as a healing instrument. So that was transformative, because I always thought I had to have instruments to, like my voice wasn't my instrument, you know? But like, no, I'm a musician and my instrument is my voice. And the theta healing, it's just so expansive. I got my hands in everything, hands and toes and like, you know, hair.
Twister. It's like Twister over here.
Like what's next?
Yeah, that's so exciting.
Yeah, it is. It's exciting. I do feel like I'm kind of coming into more of my own, and like, it's been difficult for me to make decisions. Like when I'm putting myself out there, I can decide to take a class, but then like, well, how do I work it? What do I do with it? And like, also like following your intuition, your own intuition, and not always asking for advice outside of yourself. Going back to the magnet or the quote on the fridge.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. It's connecting
Full
even more.
circle moment. I love that. Caught on camera.
Like, yes. Why? Because then you get an answer from your mom. You get an answer from your dad. Your cat does not answer you because they're just like, why are you interrupting me from my nap? You know, like, and then you got this coach for this coach for that, this coach. Like, what about your own self? Like, what do you want?
Powerful.
Preach. Yeah.
Yes, that's so important, because nobody else is along that journey with you. And when we reach to those outside sources, sometimes they can shut us off from doing the things that we're thinking, because that person doesn't understand, because this isn't part of their journey. And so like we tell them, and then they kind of like shut it down, and we let that influence us. But like that's not a part of their journey. So I've had to learn to more decide and then inform.
Okay, yeah.
And then it's like, this is what I'm doing, instead of the asking, because once I've already made that decision, then whatever they say, it's like, no, like it doesn't sway me in that way, where I don't take so much of what they have to say like, like, this is the decision. This is what feels best for me.
Right.
So maybe that doesn't feel best for you, but
Right.
this isn't your decision anyway. So
Right. That's true. I remember too, it was a few years ago, I was in like a transition phase, and I'm in a transition phase now again. And I feel like I'm more solid in like who I am. But I remember I would ask you, I would ask my other friend, I would ask another coach, I would ask and then I just got so overwhelmed. I'm like, I'm just going to go do this. And I went back to what I knew, which was my 9 to 5 game and the this and the that. And I learned a lot from that. So that was meant to be for me to go back down that path. And I learned discernment and communication. I learned how to stand up for myself and ask for what I want. And when that didn't happen, I learned to trust in the unknown, because the next step was shown to me like immediately. Like it was just there. As soon as I stood up and said, you know what? No, I value myself more. I need this, this, and this. And well, we'll see what we can do. And then I had gotten a call for another interview for something else. And it was like, it just kind of fell in place. So it's really in trusting the unknown as well. Trust yourself and then the unknown. But like, aren't you the unknown anyways? Like, I don't know. Hear me out. You know, like there was this thing I heard last night about dreams. And it's like, you are the dreamer and the dream. So like, it's all connected. Like conscious, like I just got the chill.
I did too. I was just like, woo.
Yes. It's like, you are both. So why are you looking outside? Look within. I think that's the next song. Or just, like, yeah. That actually feels really good to hear myself say it.
That is, and I hope you listeners have heard that and take that in as well too, because really sit with that. Like, you are the dreamer and the dream, and to know that you're playing both of those roles in your journey and your creation, because that's really what life is your creation. And your interpretation, which is really what dreaming is all about, right?
Yes, it is. And that might be someone's quote out there. So if, it's not my quote, but I'd heard it last night on a Zoom of dreams. And like I said, always the student. I'm always like, let's learn more. And
that's what's so exciting about being on this journey, right? This healing journey is there's just like so much to uncover and to explore and to keep it exciting, because if you keep doing the same thing over and over again, I'm sorry, but to me, like, that's the definition of boredom. Like that is the same routine and box and things over and over again, instead of putting ourselves out there in new ways to explore new things and try new ways of thinking on it, to have ourselves in that space. Like, otherwise we relive the same year over and over again and call it a life. And is that life?
No, it's boring. Yeah, it's boring. And it's also like that, when you said that, it reminds me of like insanity, doing the same thing over and over and you expect something different. Yeah. Like, you just gotta try. But then that also leads me, like, personally, it's like, oh, well, I'm just so comfortable. Like, I just don't know. And then, time goes by and then you look back. And another quote I had on my desk when I worked in mortgages for like 20 years, it was it's never too late to be what you might have been. It's never too late to be what you might have been. And that may have been Eleanor Roosevelt was on that one. A couple people may have said it, but it's never too late to be what you might have been. So like all the dreams that you had, the things that your parents dreamt for you that you thought were your dreams, were they really your dreams, or were they just their manifested dreams? Like, I have one of those. It's like, what are your dreams? And then it's like, well, I got to make a decision. Okay, just sit, ground, be, breathe, and trust.
That's really the biggest theme of it all. It's like to be able to allow and to trust that in the timing, because there is no right timing, there is no perfect timing, and every person's journey is going to be so different. So it's not like if you're stuck in that doing everything the same day in and day out, you don't have to stay stuck there. We get to make that choice to shift out of there and to create that life that we wanted. And I think that's one of the most beautiful things about life is that like every single second of every single day we get to make a choice.
Make a choice. You get to decide.
Yeah.
And the cool thing with that is I'm having I wouldn't say I'm receiving a download. I mean, 10 years ago, I'd be like, what are you talking about? And right now, too, I'm even like, I'm receiving a download. I don't know what that really means. One day, I hope I do, because that would be pretty flippin' cool. And it's more of like a knowing, like I'm very intuitive and like feeling and like I feel it. It's like I'm losing my thought now. Words and music. And like, I love music and I love to sing and I just make up songs but that's words. And when you make a choice and you decide and even say it out loud to yourself, like, I'm going to go for a walk tomorrow morning. Like, I'm going to go for, like, I'm getting out of bed and I'm going for a walk. Like, say it to yourself, because words are so powerful. And I've experienced that in so many different ways, and just speaking things like, oh, if only I could see so-and-so. And then they show up 2 days later at an airport in Richmond, and you're like, what are you, wait, oh my God, is that you? Oh, you probably do sound like that. And then like 7 years later, you're with that person. Like, how does this happen? Little did you know it was more than just that. Well, I can't even. So you have to be very intentional with your words.
And so a little background on that story for them.
Yes. His name is David, my sweet David. And we worked together for years at the bank, to be unnamed, because it doesn't even exist anymore. And I had a project that I had to do. Had he still been at the company, he would have done it. But I said to my coworker, the Tuesday we were getting ready to leave for the airport to go kind of do our intel and create, like, figure everything out. And then we'd come back to Orlando and train everyone so that they're the same as Richmond. I said, if only I could see David DeLand. And there I said the name. And she's like, I know, like, he could help us with this and stuff, And that was Tuesday. We went to Richmond. Wednesday, Thursday, we were getting on the plane. We had spent, like, at that time, I was like, yes, let's do the drinks and bar, and like, we're gonna just eat and drink, and we're just there in the airport because we're on a business trip. Hey, get in line to get on the plane, and tapping on the shoulder, Angela, is that you? And I turn around, I'm like, oh, David DeLand! And then there you go. So it's really been cool. And then we lost touch. We lost touch for a while, and then things just kind of lined up to where he ended up in Orlando again. And yeah, hey, you still live here? I do. Yeah. So
speak those things out there to the universe.
Yes.
Like, that is
Speak
so
it.
true.
Speak it, and you will have it. Speak it and believe it. Like, but you don't even know, like, what's going to happen. So just speak it. And that also then leads me to, like, the journey that I'm on now, like how I speak to myself. And probably 5 years ago, I came up with this awesome, like, be kind, you're divine. Because be kind, please rewind. And I'm an 80s baby, 1980. Like, be kind, please rewind. And your
video store Friday nights.
Blockbuster Video or whatever, R.I.P. Yeah, rest in peace. Be kind, please rewind. So, and then with Kundalini Yoga that I did a training on, of course, and became a teacher, and I've kind of been feeling the pull to that too. I fell in love with the mantras and the singing. All that to say, I kind of lost it. Got really excited there, and then, like, what am I talking about?
The journey being on and coming in to be kind, you're divine.
Thank you.
I'm with you.
And how you speak to yourself. Because then I'm like, the slogan, be kind to yourself first. Boom, that's it. Well, yeah, and then I'm preaching it, I'm talking about it, be kind. But then the last 2 years, I really have learned what that means. Because it's easy to say it, but, like, when you do it, and for each person, it's going to be different. What does that mean? Does it mean that you're not going to have the pizza because the cheese makes your belly feel horrible, and then you're going to be in pain and you're looking for your like, oh, you know, like, or are you going to drink again? Are you going to smoke again? Or are you just not going to get up and move? Because, you know, like 90 Day Fiancé's on, hello, like I'm going to watch my show. And there's so many seasons. You know, it's, for me, really the journey too has been about food, around food in the body, and like, how do I speak to myself? So it's been with my mom and my family and how we connect with food. And it's just very, very eye-opening, very deep. But yeah, speak to yourself kindly.
It's such a big part of it, because if we're out there, you know, and doing all the things, right?
Yeah.
But we're speaking to ourselves like shit up here. Right. And then we're like, well, why isn't anything working? And it's because like that inside piece is really, really important. And in speaking to yourself, I mean, I think that's something that wasn't taught, right? Like we all have that inner consciousness and dialogue. And I remember being a kid being like, wait, like it's in my head. And then we always like voices in your head, like you're crazy. Yeah. And so I'm like,
don't tell anyone.
I can't tell anybody, right? Like, oh my gosh, but I have this whole freaking inner dialogue going off in there. And like, and we're not taught how to work with whatever this inner dialogue is. Like, I don't know, is it a hearing, it's a knowing, it's a feeling, or is it all of those things, right?
Yeah.
But we're not taught how to work with that. And so then we become adults who like, all our inner dialogue is actually everybody else's dialogue from the years around us leading up to that point. And so when we really get in touch with and choose to be kind to ourselves and to like speak kindly to ourselves and double speak kindly to yourself, because I think when you first start, it's a process. You're like, you'll speak kindly to yourself and then you go, you know, that's not fucking true. Like, you know, and then you're like, you start to negate it in your mind as well, too. And so, like, I think we have to, like, speak double kindly then to ourselves and come back after that thought. And something I learned along the way was, like, when you get into those habits where you speak kindly, but then the inner dialogue is like, that's not fucking true. Then we go in and we say like, well, why am I? And then you ask it in a question form, whatever, you know, that thought process was, why am I, you know, whatever it may be. And then your mind starts to think of the things to support that. And so it's a really great practice to help you to create those neural pathways that support the truth and the kindness that you're trying to speak. Because otherwise it is a really hard process to learn that. It sounds so simple. Like, speak kindly to yourself.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot that goes into that.
Put yourself first. Do it. Yeah.
Sing kindly to yourself.
Sing kindly to yourself. Yeah, sing kindly to yourself.
Angela truly does have the voice of an angel, and she like show us something.
Okay.
Show us something.
I will show you something. Let's see.
She's just so magical, truly, in the ways that she brings it all together. And
okay, thank you. Okay, we will play my ukulele. She's I started playing her because my guitar has 6 strings, and I was like, oh, this only has 4. This is gonna be way easier. And then, so that was 2 years ago. And then I picked up the guitar this year. And I've been working on that because I said, 2025, girl, you are playing that damn guitar. And I am doing it. So shout out to Blaine. You're an awesome teacher. And Sunny, too, you put me in touch with him. And it's like, wow, really? Like accountability. Accountability.
Huge.
So
positive accountability.
Positive accountability. Yes. Okay, so this is just a little song that I wrote. It's actually out on SoundCloud now, and I've been holding it close since June of last year. And I made the step to have it be distributed to Spotify and Apple and Instagram and Facebook. Hopefully I did it right because I'm doing it on my own.
She's out there.
Yeah, distribution. So I really want to have my music like to do reels and like all that stuff, right? So like you could like tag my songs on your stuff. So this is about your being kind to yourself. So kindness starts with loving you. All right, let's see if we kindness starts with Kindness starts with you. The G chord is a little difficult. Look in the mirror, what do you see? Reflection staring back at thee. A body you know but don't always love. It's time to start feeling you're enough. Kindness starts with loving you the way you are. Just be true. Don't listen to the words they say. You're perfect in every way. Little instrumental. My sliding ukulele. Just breathe. And the G again. Thank you. We did it. Thank you.
Oh, goodness, girl.
Thank you.
The heck?
There's another verse. It's like step on the stage, feel the butterflies, no sense to have any more fright. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So.
Well, you got me all crying.
I love it. I'm so happy. Not that it's not like a bad. I love it when people cry. Like just yes. It's like there's the feeling there, and it helps me like realize like there's something to this. You know?
So much.
Like stop doubting yourself and just put yourself out there.
That's it. Just
and
like
you never know like who you're gonna touch.
Yeah.
So yeah.
My goodness. So amazing. You I love you just the way you are,
Thank
girl.
you.
Truly.
Thank you.
Like
Thank you.
thank you
You're welcome.
so much for sharing your light, sharing your gift, sharing your voice. I'm like making me cry in the process in the best kind of way because like I can feel what that song means and you know when we can attach feelings to music and allow people to feel that's something really special.
Yeah,
you're really
so
special.
Powerful. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Can I create a song on the spot for you as we head out? You want an improv song? I don't know.
Yeah, you want to sing to us as we close this out?
Sure.
Sing a final moment to
I'll do it.
to the listeners.
Yes. We're going to use the dragonfly drum. So, I would ask you, I love to do this. Maybe give me 2 words, 2 words, 2, 3 words. Let's see.
Oof.
How about what the heel? We'll do that. What the heel? I finished something. Yeah.
What the heel? Joy.
Joy. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Thank you, Maria, for this space. Thank you, Maria, for this beautiful place to share my feelings, to share who I am, to share my story. Oh, yeah. What the Heel Podcast. Yes, we're here to share our story. What the Heel Podcast. What will be next? What the Heel Podcast. Yes, we're here to share our story. What the Heel Podcast. What will you learn next? Take a breath in. And exhale. In the moment, I feel joy when I listen to Maria and her guests. Oh yes, all her guests. I feel joy in the moment, learning more of who I am. Oh yes, oh yes. I'm in the right place when I listen to What the Heal podcast. Oh yes, the joy. What the Heal podcast. What will I learn next? What the Heal podcast. Oh yes, the joy of all the unknown things that I will learn. Oh yeah, What the Heal podcast. Thank you, Maria. What the Heal podcast. What will I learn? What the Heal podcast. Thank you for the joy I feel for being alive. What is next? Thank you, Maria. Thank you for this space. I know I'm in the right place.
Oh my gosh. You are freaking amazing. There's just no words to put into that. And I am just, it's just such an honor, truly, to continue to watch you unfold and to watch you lean into that beautiful instrument.
Thank you.
Your voice.
Thank you.
So thank
Yes.
you for sharing it. Thank you for coming on and being on this show. I will attach everything down below so
Awesome.
the
Thank
listeners
you.
can stay in touch with you and
Awesome. I can't
with
wait
what the
to
heal
see.
is going on with you, girl.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
It's been an honor, and I can't wait to see where we are in the next 10 years. Like, yeah.
I know it. I
Let's
know
do
we'll
it.
be along for the journey with each
Let's do
other.
it.
So thank you for being a part of mine.
You're welcome, sweet
Really
sister.
and truly.
Thank you.
Appreciate you. Love your light so much.
Love you.
And thank you, listeners, for tuning in. I will see you in a couple weeks.